Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Liz and this is Aria. And today we're going to do a short yoga practice, perfect for the morning. Hopefully by the end you're going to feel like you have a heap more space in your body, especially if you've gotten out of bed and you feel a little bit stiff and tight. We're going to get the body moving and have you feeling good. So we're going to begin in a child's pose, in a wide knee child's pose. So just bringing the knees about the same width as the mat, and then tipping from the hip, folding the body forward. If you've got a dog in your way, you may need to kind of maneuver yourself around it. It's a bit rude to move the dog. And then arms can be out in front, they can be wide, or you can rest the forehead down to your fists, just depending on how that feels for your shoulders. And there she goes. She's made her appearance, so she's off now. Just take a little moment here, settling yourself in. Start to breathe nice and smoothly in and out of the nose. Breathing nice and deeply. Take one more breath here. On the next inhale, pull the body forward, coming up into 4-point kneeling. So you may need to move the hands. It's underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're going to go into spinal circles. Take a breath in, drop the belly down. As you breathe out, roll the rib cage out to the side, up and around to the other side. Do that 4 more times in that direction. So just any direction first. We'll do the other side. Using the breath. So breathing in as the belly drops down, breathing out, press down through the palms as you roll up and around. Let's take that to the other side. Love this movement. Let's do that one more time. And then walking the hands just a little bit out in front, tuck the toes, press the hips into downward facing dog. And you're going to take the feet wide. So bring the feet about the same width as the mat, just bending one knee at a time. Getting some movement there through the knee, pumping through the foot. Really press down through the palms, lengthening through the spine. And then let the heels just relax down as to where they go. They may touch the floor, they might not. Getting that lengthening through the back of the legs. Take a breath in, roll forward into plank. You're going to walk your feet back about hip distance apart, either from the knees or the toes. Slowly lower the body all the way down to the mat. Bring the hands wide and cup the floor, so fingertips pressing down into the ground, shoulders away from the ears. Take a breath in and roll up through the spine, coming into a back extension, and then breathe out, roll back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in, pressing down through the fingertips, but using the back muscles to squeeze up. Breathing out, roll it back down. 1 more time. It's coming up as far as feels okay. Breathing out, roll it back down. And then bringing the palms closer to the body, either from the knees or the toes. You're going to press your body back up. See if you can keep the spine long. Pressing back into downward facing dog. So take 3 breaths here. Let the head relax. Shoulders are away from the ears. Breathe in. Take the right leg into the air, opening up through the hip. Bending through that right knee, getting the heel as close as you can to your left butt cheek. Keep pressing down evenly through the palms and start to draw some circles with that knee. You might hear some clicks and some clacks of the hip. Then stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And we're going to take a little twist here. So take a twist, pressing through the left palm, extending out through that back leg. Bring that back through to center. Drop the left knee down. You're going to come onto the outside edge of your right foot, coming into lizard pose. Option is to stay pressing into the palms, otherwise coming down to the forearms. Holding here, breathing nice and smoothly. Let's take one more breath in and out. Pressing back through the palms. Bring the right foot back to the ground. And we take a little twist and a quad stretch. So option here is to stay here in this kind of low lunge position. Option if you want to get a bit of a stretch of the left quadricep, bending through that knee, press through the left palm. You're going to lift the right arm up, reach around, grab the foot. You might even feel a little stretch there through the chest. Gently kind of pull on that foot, so you're pulling it towards the body. Feels super, super tight, but super, super good. And then releasing the foot, bring the right hand back down to the mat. Take the right foot back into three-legged dog. And we're going to come into pigeon pose. So right knee comes behind the right wrist, lengthening the left leg out. And just see if you can square the hips up as much as you can. And before we fold forward, option to come into a little bit of a back bend here. So you can lift the hands up or bring them to the ground, just rolling the shoulders back, pressing the chest forward. And then we'll come down, we'll fold forward either to the forearms, or you can come all the way down, forehead down to the mat. Again, breathing nice and smoothly. We'll be here for a few breaths. Relaxing down into the shape as much as you can. Take one more breath in and out. And pressing through the palms, lifting yourself back up, tuck the back toes, press the hips into downward facing dog. Just take a little moment here. If you feel like a child's pose would be best for you, please do that. Or take any kind of movement that you feel you need. And we'll do all of that to the other side. If you took a child's pose, press the hips back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, take the left leg up, opening through that hip. Keep pressing down through the palms. Start to circle the knee around. Make the circles as big or as small as you like. Really nice movement there for the hip. Stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Let's take a twist first. So left hand's going to reach up, pressing down through that right palm. Bring that back through to center, drop the right knee down, come onto the outside edge of that left foot, And then the option is to come down to the forearms. Staying connected to the breath, feeling into your body. It might still be a little bit stiff if you've just woken up. A little bit of movement, a little bit of breath at the beginning of the day. You can just completely transform the way that you go out into the world. Let's press back up onto the palms, bring the foot back to the mat. Now the option here is to stay in this low lunge position or take a quad stretch on the right side. So the left arm's going to reach behind, grabbing that right foot, keep pressing down through the right palm. Breathing nice and smoothly. See if you can pull that foot in just a little bit closer, getting a nice open through the chest. Release the foot, bring the palm back to the mat, take the left leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Left knee behind the left wrist, coming down into pigeon. So that option there to take a little back bend first. Maybe you're here with the fingertips on the ground. You can bring the hands behind, roll the shoulders back, press the chest forward. And then come down into that forward fold. Breathing nice and smoothly. Might feel really nice and might be challenging. Kind of check in with where you're at. Take one more breath. And then pressing yourself back up, tuck the back toes, pressing up into our last downward facing dog. And then again, bring the feet wide. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Take a forward fold here, a wide-legged forward fold, letting the body hang. And then we're going to sit down into our low squat. So slightly turn the toes out, sit the butt down. You can press the elbows in towards your thighs. Sitting down, just as low as feels okay for you. Let's do that again. Press the hips back up towards the ceiling. Take a forward fold. And then sitting the hips down into your low squat. Continuing just to breathe nice and smoothly. And then we're going to sit all the way down, coming into a cross-legged position. So we're not going to do a resting pose with this practice because it is a morning practice. We want to feel like we're awake when we finish. So it's going to finish with a seated meditation. So if you need to sit on a cushion or a bolster, do that. Otherwise, sitting down, keeping the spine nice and long, closing down the eyes if that feels okay. Keeping that focus on your breath, breathing nice and smoothly in and out through the nose.
take a moment and thank yourself for making the time to come to the mat, to move your body, to breathe. Thank you very much. A short practice for you just to get your body going into your day. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.